Yo, 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 I knew you'd come. Welcome, everybody. You know who it is, the real one, always 100, Gabriel Skywalker from the DFS Club. Coming to y'all with the NFL main slate video. It's Friday, so we got most of the injuries that we know out of the way, but there's still a lot of question marks, so just keep your eyes and ears peeled for those injuries. A lot of bad ones last week, but don't you dare be sour. Make sure you subscribe. We'll be giving away a free $50 PayPal this week, guys. $50. Sponsored by myself and sponsored by Koof's Picks, who is our sports handicapper now in the DFS Club. So Koof's Picks is matching my $25 giveaway. So this week, guys, it's going to be a $50 giveaway. Brought to you by your friends at the DFS Club. So make sure you get in on that. So make sure you subscribe to the channel, guys. Last week, we did really good. Easy cash. Didn't get cute. Just stuck to who we knew was going to, basically the picks I gave you guys. And we did really good. Stacked the hell out of that Atlanta-Dallas game. Oh, my God. I still can't believe Atlanta. But oh, man. There's those that choke and those that just go beyond choking. But my heart goes out to you, Atlanta fans. It really does. All right. So, first off, let's get into the club, guys. www.dfsclub.com. You want lineups. You want cheat sheets, projections, ownership. We got you, guys. You got 3 providers in one. You get every single sport. NBA, NFL, MLB, PGA, NHL, tennis, NASCAR, soccer, esports, MMA, WNBA, college sports. Click the Join Now button. Click on my logo, Skywalker DFS. And again, pick your plans, guys. We're the cheapest in the business, and it's not even close. You get everything, guys, every single sport. I don't care if it's croquet. I don't care if it's ping pong. We'll do it, all right? Lineups, cheat sheets, projections, guys, ownership, everything you need, and the best community out there and the friendliest. So come check us out, guys. You get my lineups. You get everybody in there shares their lineups, so it's an amazing thing, guys. Come get it. We got MMA. We have a huge fight card tomorrow, so come check it out. All right, so injuries. Henry Ruggs for Vegas is out. Christian Kirk is out. What other news was there today? All right, we'll get into it. Let's go to Position Optimizer here on Draft Dashboard. This is only $1 for 30 days, guys. We'll get more into that in a bit. All right. So, 13-game slates. You guys ready? Let's go. So, I'm going to get as much of this game as possible. Seattle versus Dallas. Now, the chalk of the week, we all know is going to be Kyler Murray. So, in cash games, Kyler Murray going up against Detroit, who's ranked 24th in the league against QBs, which is not very good. You like on Draft Dashboard, you see all this green here? That means that's a good matchup. Been doing great. Former Oakland Athletic, by the way. He was drafted to the A's, but decided to play football. Sound like Bo Jackson a little bit, right? And the big hurt, Frank Thomas. But yeah, Kyler Murray will be the chalk at 8.4K. So GPPs, I would definitely go a separate way. But cash games, Kyler Murray, definitely get him in there at 8.4K. $1,600 cheaper on FanDuel. So other plays that I like. So Russell Wilson, great matchup against Dallas. Normally he starts out slow. This year it's a whole different story, which is fine with me. 32, 34 fantasy points, guys. Here we go. He's 8.7, $1,400 cheaper on FanDuel. This game here is just projected to be so high, this Dallas-Seattle game. So Russell Wilson, get him in there. And look at Dak here. Dak Prescott, 8.5K. $1,300 cheaper on FanDuel. Look at the matchup. Against Seattle, they're ranked almost last in the league, second to last in the league against quarterbacks, guys. So Dak got 40 last week. I don't know why he wouldn't get 40 again this week. The matchup's there. Seattle their defense is really bad against quarterbacks, guys. So Dak Prescott, Russell Wilson, I'm going to look at ownership because they're about the same price. Whoever's less owned, that's definitely the one I'm going with in GPPs. But both are great plays. And then again, Kyler Murray, cash games only, guys. I like Killer Cam Newton. He found a new home in New England, guys, and it's working out great. He's 7-7, $1,000 cheaper on Draftkings. So let's go over to Draftkings, actually. There we go. There we go. Now the prices are different, so I had it mixed up. Draftkings, FanDuel. All right. So 6-7 on Draftkings, $1,000 cheaper on $1,000 more on FanDuel. Sorry, guys. Going against Vegas, they're ranked 9th in the league against quarterbacks. Part of that too is because they shut down Drew Brees pretty much. But kill it, Cam, man. You get the dual threat here. You get the rushing touchdowns and the passing touchdowns. 39, 26 fantasy points in his last two. Kill it, Cam. Now I know he looked like Beetlejuice here. Y'all tell me right here if you don't look like that Beetlejuice, the one with the shrunken head in the movie. I still can't get over that picture. But kill it, Cam, man. Get him in there at 6'7". Kyler Murray 6'8". Dak is 7'2", and Russell is 7'3". Then don't forget about my man here, Big Ben Roethlisberger. I know he might be 300 pounds, but he's been doing it, guys. 6.4K. I haven't heard if Juju's going to play or not. Last time I saw he was questionable, but 22 fantasy points. Anything over 20, guys, and DFS is great for quarterbacks. $1,100 more on FanDuel. Going up against Houston, guys. Every quarterback that faces Houston has a great freaking week. So, Big Ben, get him in there. And we'll go over some value, too, speaking of Pittsburgh, if Juju is out. Next up, if he gets a start, we got Justin Herbert, the pervert, from Family Guy. 5.9K, ladies and gentlemen. That's a steal. Going up against Carolina, we pick on Carolina. This rookie went out there on no notice last week. Last second, hey, by the way, you're going to start. And it didn't mind him no bit. He got 26 fantasy points, guys. Again, going up against Carolina, Herbert the pervert at 5'9". That is great value. $1,300 more expensive on FanDuel. Definitely a GPP play here, guys. I wouldn't be surprised if he's on the Millie Maker freaking lineup. Next up, I know he's a terrible quarterback, but Mitch Trubisky at 5'7", going up against the absolute worst team in the league against quarterbacks. That's right, the Atlanta Falcons. They'll make I don't know, Uncle Rico from Napoleon Dynamite look like an NFL quarterback. So we all know how bad Trubisky is, but I think he will definitely get over 20 fantasy points, which is golden. And at 5.7K, we'll take that. GBPs, get him in there. Derek Carr's not bad either at 5.4K. GPP only, right? I just like the price tag on him. Going up against New England, ranked 19th in the league against quarterbacks. So that's not good. That's not bad either, but again, another one I think will eclipse the 20 fantasy point mark, guys. Derek Carr's having an unbelievable year. I don't know if it's the new city or the no fans. I don't know, because like I said in my other sports videos, some of these athletes without fans are going to do better, and some are going to do worse. And it's all psychological, right? It's all of they need the fans. They need the roar of the crowd in order to perform, and some do better without the pressure, without the fans. So I think that's the case with Derek Carr. I think he's doing better without the fans. So get him in there, guys. And we're in California, so Gavin Newsom ain't going to open this state as long as he's in office. So we won't have fans in our stadiums for the foreseeable future. So let's go to running back. All right, so Zeke, again, will make it. He looked like Mickey Mouse here. I thought he got his Mickey Mouse ears on like he just went to Disney World. 8.3K, 23, 28 fantasy points in his first 2 games this year. Zeke is the total package, guys. The rushing defense is pretty solid for Seattle, but Zeke catches a lot of passes. 7 targets last week. 4 before that. It's Zeke, guys. Get him in there at 8.3K. You can pay up. There's tons of value on this slate, so don't you dare be sour and be worried. I got you guys. All right, next up, Derrick Henry, I guess it's 7-8. It's just the man gets 25 to 31 rushes a game. Look at this, 31, 25 rushes. Just the output is not there. He's not having a good year. I don't know if it's the offensive line or what. Because Minnesota's ranked 22nd in the league against running backs. So everything said, he should have a phenomenal game. But I'm at this point right now where I'm kind of thinking like he's got to show me something before I invest 7.8K in a running back. I'd probably just try and get the Zeke. But in a GPP one, maybe you can go different, or you can go right here to Dalvin Cook at 7.6K. He's $1,000 more on FanDuel. Going up against Tennessee, ranked 19th in the league against running backs. Dalvin Cook's been doing it on the down low. 22, 17 fantasy points. No Christian McCaffrey numbers, anything like that, but he's priced just right. Not a heavy pass catcher either. He normally is. It's just this year they haven't been throwing him the ball. He's only had 2 targets a game. So you got to take that in consideration too. So $1,000 more on FanDuel. Dalvin Cook, 7.6 GBPs. Get him in there. Josh Jacobs, still questionable. He did not practice on Thursday, so that's not good. So there might be some value with the Oakland. I'm not going to call them Las Vegas guys. I can't do it. I can't call them the Las Vegas Raiders. It just doesn't sound right. We'll see if some value opens up. If Josh Jacobs is out, we'll see. Might open up some value at running back. But I don't think we have to go there. Next up, Jonathan Taylor, guys, against the Jets. 7K. Just the freaking bell cow for this team, for Indy, guys. And here we thought Phillip Rivers, all he does is pass the ball, right? Not this year. They run the shit out of the ball. He had 26 touches last week. 26 touches, 22 fantasy points, 7K. To me, honestly, I think that's too cheap. He should be about 8K, but we'll take the savings, guys. Only $300 less on FanDuel. Jonathan Taylor, guys, get him in there. New Jersey's ranked 23rd in the league against running backs. Austin Eckler in a great matchup, the best possible matchup, scares me at 6'8", because last week it was a timeshare. It was him and Joshua Kelly down here. Joshua Kelly had 23 rushes. Austin Eckler only had 16. So I'm going to stay away from that. I don't like the committee approach. That's never good for fantasy. So as we saw last year, that was becoming more of a thing, was more of a committee instead of a bell cow. So we just want to kind of stick to bell cow running backs for DFS purposes. So I'm going to pass on Austin Eckler, which is a goddamn shame because that is the best possible matchup to be in. But we got James Conner here at 6'7". After that nationally televised event game, he goes off, right? 16 rushes, 23 fantasy points, going up against Houston, ranked 28th in the league against running backs. James Conner is going to cost you 6'7", $400 cheap or more expensive on FanDuel. Right now he's at 10% ownership, which is kind of high. Actually, Jonathan Taylor looks like the chalk. Kenyon Drake is the chalk. Miles Sanders is the chalk, but we'll get to them. But we all know that ownership will change tomorrow. So you get all this with Draft Dashboard, guys. This ownership updates too. It's only $1 for 30 days. Click on the link in the description below, and you yourself can have Draft Dashboard. This exact tool I use for all my research, for all my videos, guys. All right, so Chris Carson, okay, 6'6". I might fade. I love this game. Don't get me wrong. I do, but I just think there's going to be a lot of air yards to be had. 17 rushes last week, 20 fantasy points. It's just at a tough price point, 6.6K, $1,100 more on FanDuel. Dallas is ranked 14th in the league against running backs this year. I don't know, guys. I'll probably fade him. Miles Sanders, I'd rather get here. He's 6.4K, going up against Cincinnati. Had 20 rushes last week because Carson Wentz can't complete a pass. 21 fantasy points. I'm looking for the same result here against Cincinnati, who could not stop the run, ladies and gentlemen. They're ranked 31st in the league against running backs. So, Miles Sanders, get him in there at 6.4K. I would definitely rather go here than Chris Carson. Right now, he's at 37% ownership. So, if that stays, that's definitely a cash-only play, guys. Kenyon Drake is at 31% ownership. He's 6K, going up against Detroit. Ranked 30th in the league against running backs, which is all good. Drake's only 6K. Again, another one, even with the matchup, he's had 20 and 16 carries, but only 12 and 15 fantasy points. He hasn't looked good. Let's face it. It's the Kyler Murray show over there. So I'll let others chase that. I'll let others go with the 31% ownership on Drake. I'd rather, get to a lower owned player that'll probably get me more than 12 or 15 fantasy points. So let's see. I know you're thinking, Skywalker, you're nuts, but I gotta see the little strategies, Melvin Gordon's not bad at 5.8K, got 19 rushes, being the official bell cow, but only got 16 fantasy points. Now, against Tampa Bay, it's a better matchup. They're ranked 26th in the league against running backs, and right now he's only at 3% ownership. So I can get with that, and especially the 5.8K price tag. So next up, Jared McKinnon. So he's the only one left standing, right? Him and who's the other one? It doesn't matter who the other one is because he hasn't gotten any touches this year. So I'm going to stick with what I know. That's Jared McKinnon. Should be the starting running back, guys. 4.9K. As long as he stays healthy, right? We all know that he gets injured every single year, and it's always a season-ending injury. We've had enough of that, and we're going to see more of that because there was no preseason. So not enough time to stretch out these legs. You're going to see a lot of hamstring injuries, a lot of torn knees, torn ACLs, and it's all because they didn't get to have a preseason. So NFL, hopefully you learn from that and you don't ever do this again. It's just not good for these players. But 4.9, I'm definitely willing to take a risk here. Definitely. Jared McKinnon, get him in there. I'm just looking, who was the other running back on the team? Let's see here, guys. No, not Juszczyk. There was another one, but he just hasn't seen it. He hasn't seen the ball this year. Oh, well. We ain't going to get to that. All right, let's go to wide receiver. So remember, too, guys, when you're building your lineups, when you do your quarterback, you're seeing with these millionaire maker, the ones that win, the lineups always have a quarterback correlated with at least a pass catcher, at least two pass catchers, rather that be two wide receivers or the tight end. So keep that in mind when you're constructing your lineups. Off the top, you got DeAndre Hopkins at 7.9K, right now at 29% ownership. So definitely a cash play only. Pair him up with Kyler Murray on your cash lineups and you're golden. You can't go wrong here. 16 targets in week 1, 9 targets week 2, 21 fantasy points. Detroit's ranked 21st in the league against wide receivers. So DeAndre Hopkins, you can get him in there. So Juju, as questionable. Let's see what it says today. He did not practice on Thursday. So we got to definitely keep our eyes out because that's huge news. Because if Juju misses, where we're going to go. We're going to go to Deontay Johnson, right? 5.4K. That's great value. 13 and 10 targets with Juju on the field. 11 fantasy points, guys. Deontay Johnson, I would even play him at 5.4K. Even if Juju plays, Juju might just go out there and just be a deterrent, right? So I would definitely fade Juju this week, even if he plays, because like I said, they'll probably, if he does go out there, he'll just be more of a distraction. You want to go Deontay Johnson if with those Ben Roethlisberger lineups. Absolutely. So next up, DK Metcalf. DK Metcalf, 6.5K on DraftKings. 20 fantasy points in his first two. On only 6 and 8 targets. So he's definitely the deep threat in Seattle. 6.5 though, guys. You want to get as much of this game as possible, especially if you're playing Russell. You got to correlate him, so get him in there. Amari Cooper on the road, right? But does it matter really this year? I'm going to take my chances because guess what? Seattle's ranked 32nd in the league. That's dead last in the league against wide receivers. Amari Cooper, 6'5", 14 targets in week 1, 9 in week 2. 18 fantasy points. Kind of want to see 20 or more out of him. It's just, he's just so hit and miss, right? But in this matchup, the matchup's there, and we can just play the matchups. So especially if you're playing Dak, you got to play Amari with him. So get him in there, 6.5K. And you got Tyler Lockett here at 6.4K. So if you're running Russell Westbrook, I would definitely do Metcalf and Lockett with them. I would do both of them. 8 targets a game, 20 fantasy points. $400 more on FanDuel. So, yeah, get him in there, guys, especially if you're playing Russ. Julian Edelman, man, what a year he's having, right? Just when we thought he was irrelevant, just when we thought he was obsolete, he's having a hell of a year. 6.2K. The only problem is he's questionable here. Let's see what it says. He was limited in practice, so he'll probably be out there. 11 targets, guys. 29 fantasy points. He's loving Killer Cam. So, Cam Newton, if you're going to put him in a quarterback, you got to put in Julian Edelman, guys, and he won't break the bank at 6.2K. $300 more on FanDuel, but again, make sure he's playing. Then next up, Terry Mclaurin ain't bad at 5.9K. 7-10 targets, right now at 5% ownership. 29 and 11 fantasy points on a horrible team. They're 1-1, right? They're not that bad. They might surprise some people. Against Cleveland, guys, ranked 26th in the league against quarterbacks. Nobody's really talking about him, but he's one of those that might break the slate. I mean, he got 29 fantasy points last week. I'm looking for about the same this week, guys. You all know that was not a fluke. And against this Cleveland defense, yeah, guys, Terry McLaurin, GPP, get him in there. CD Lamb, guys, with Dallas. If you want to fade Amari and Gallup, I'm not a big fan of Gallup. I'm not going to play him. He's just never been good. He never has been good. Let's face it, he hasn't. But D.D. Lamb, this kid, 5.4K. Look what he's been doing. 9 targets, 6 targets, 21 and 11 fantasy points. Right now at only 9% ownership. Especially a lot of new people that play DFS, they'll just go for the names, right? They don't know about these CD Lambs and Corey Davises, right? So get them in there, guys, at 5.4K. Take the savings, stack them with Dak, and you should be phenomenal. All right. Corey Davis is still too cheap at 5.2K. He's gotten in the end zone on both games. 13 fantasy points, 8 targets. He is going up against Minnesota, ranked 31st in the league against wide receivers, guys. Great matchup for him, and he is always the red zone target. So he's only at 1% ownership. He is dirt cheap at 5.2. Don't forget about Corey Davis, guys. Next up, Nikhil Hari. Nikhil Hari. He was limited, so it looks like he's a go. Again, stack him with Killer Cam, right? Look at these targets, guys. 6, 12 targets, guys. 8, 15 fantasy points. He's only 4.2K. Like I said, there's value to be had. If you want to pay up at running back and at quarterback, here you go. Here's your value. You can definitely pay down at wide receiver this weekend, guys. You got Keenan Allen, not bad at 6.1K, but I think I'll pass there. Even with that rookie quarterback, man. He had a good week last week, but I would just, at that price point, I'd rather go elsewhere. So let's go to tight end. A lot of options. Normally, it's a weird year. Normally, tight ends, there's not a lot of good ones out there. We were saying that in our fantasy football draft, but hell, look what's going on here. We got Tyler Higbee, the most expensive this week at 5.9K. I think the price tag is kind of suspect. Had one good week. So the targets were the same, 4 and 5. 7, 28 fantasy points. Buffalo's pretty easy against tight ends. Ranked 24th in the league. If you want to take a shot with Higbee, he's very low owned at 5.9K. Jonnu Smith, 5, 7 targets. First 2 games. Look at this. 14, 24 fantasy points. Why he's not 5'9", I don't know. But excuse the background noise, guys. Sorry about that. We'll take it. 5.2K. $400 more on FanDuel, guys. Jonnu Smith. Minnesota is pretty tough against tight ends, though. Ranked 13th in the league. So keep that in mind, but I think he's good to go, guys. And he's getting these points on only 5 and 7 targets. Zach Ertz, I'll pass. Dalton Schultz. Part of that Dallas stat, guys. I'm liking it. 4 and 10 targets in his first 2 weeks. Only 2 fantasy points, but then 23. Now, keep this in mind. He's 4.5K, so he's still kind of up there for a tight end. But Seattle is tough on tight ends. They're ranked 5th in the league against tight ends, guys, so it's a risk. at 4.5K, only 1% ownership. So a lot of people know the risk. So he will be low owned. If you want to take a shot in GBPs, Dalton Schultz, you can definitely get him in there. Next up, Ali Cox. If he gets to start again, roll him out there. You got the start, 6 targets, 19 fantasy points. When I mean the start, I meant to say if he's the number 1 tight end. All right. If Jack Doyle is out again, let's see what his status is. He was limited in practice. So if Jack Doyle plays, I'll probably be off the Ali Cox train. That's what she said. Logan Thomas, I love this play. Absolutely love this play. He's 3.7K. He's getting 8 and 9 targets a game. Going up against Cleveland, ranked 31st in the league against tight ends, guys. That is damn near last. Damn near last. So, Logan Thomas, with all those targets against that horrible Cleveland defense against tight ends, you got to get him in there, guys, at 3.7K. $1,200 more on FanDuel. Darren Waller, I just saw the news. He's still questionable. Let's see if he practiced. He didn't practice, so that's kind of worrisome. Probably the best tight end in the league right now. I mean, it's up for debate. 16 targets in his first 2. 1131. But New England is really tough on tight ends, ranked 3rd in the league. So, easy fade for me. Easy. Hunter Henry's a really good play. Carolina is tough on tight ends, but it didn't matter who the quarterback was. He still got his 8 targets a game, got 12 and 14 fantasy points. And I saw this rookie looking his way a lot last week. So Hunter Henry's definitely a possibility at 4.8K. Hayden Hurst is still in the mix, guys. I know it's against Chicago, but 4.7K, 8 and 5 targets, 18 and 7 fantasy points. So if he gets in the end zone at 4.7K, you can definitely roll him out. He's only 1% owned right now. Hayden Hurst. Then Jordan Reed. If Greg Kittle is out, George Kittle, whatever his damn name is, Kittle me Timbers. Jordan Reed's only 4K. His price did go up. He got 8 targets last week, 24 fantasy points. Just when you've given up on him, right? But going up against the Giants, don't let that fool you because the Giants are ranked 4th in the league against tight ends. So keep that in mind. But Jordan Reed at 4K if George Kittle me Timbers is out. And that's going to do it, guys. So you know your stacks. You know what you need to do. Correlate your quarterback with 2 pass catchers at least. If the running back with that quarterback is a pass catcher, that counts. Otherwise, that's what's been winning the tourneys, guys. So you just got to get that part right. You should be good. You got value at wide receiver. You can pay down a wide receiver. You can pay down at tight end. You can pay up at quarterback and running back. But you don't have to. So this is Draft Dashboard, guys. It's only $1 for 30 days. Like I said, look at all this other stuff you get. You get the damn weather, injuries, top owned players, ownership. Who's trending up, who's trending down, guys, and you get access to all my player pools. That includes MLB, guys, all my save lineups. You get the lineup optimizer. You get the NFL cheat sheet, because if you can't win, cheat. It's got the best studs, best mid-tier, best value on the slate, guys. And don't forget, www.dfsclub.com, guys, the cheapest in the business, and we give you every single sport. You get my lineups, you get my handmade cheat sheets. You get ownership, projections, the whole 9 yards for every single sport, guys. Come check us out, www.dfsclub.com. And I know what you're wondering, like, Skywalker, what about the contest? It's time. So, to qualify for the free $50 PayPal giveaway, sponsored by myself, Skywalker DFS, and Koof's Picks, our sports book expert in the DFS Club. God bless him. God bless him, guys. If you're in the club, give him a shout out. Tell him thank you for matching my $25. That was really, really nice of him. All you got to do is subscribe to my channel. Got to hit the thumbs up, the thumbs down. You got to hit the bell icon. All right. So if you don't hit the bell icon, you're disqualified. You're deleted from the contest. And every NFL video you watch this week and every comment you put, that gives you more of a chance to win. In the comments below, I want to know, again, what is your favorite stack What is your favorite team stack this week, guys? For cash, who's your favorite team stack for GPP? So you got to put both. Favorite cash stack, favorite GPP stack. And you will be entered in the drawing, guys. And that's it. That's all you got to do. Free $50 PayPal. We'll be doing the drawing this Sunday night. So don't you dare be sour. All right, so let's go. I'm going to say a prayer for everybody, and then I need to start getting MLB ready for the club. So I'm going to get up out of here. God bless you. God bless your families. God bless your pets. God bless your friends, your neighbors. God bless your enemies, for Lord, they do not know what they do. Where we go one, we go all. Let's get this bread. Don't take shit from nobody. My name is Gabriel Skywalker. Get in that contest, guys. I love each and every one of you. Thank you so much for tuning in. Take care, guys.